Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining in. I don't know if that's quiet because there is some level of background noise going on there. So, hey, chat. Thank you for joining. Hi, Shadow. Oh, okay, yeah. That has got audio. It's just apparently this planet has no music. Like, just fuck y'all. Oh, Deoxys coming in. Just like, speaking of space, just Deoxys right there. Thank you for joining. I will double check if chaos no atmosphere. Oh god, no. Just mass, just like fucking. Oh, I don't want a window projector of just the renegade points. No, thank you. Um. Yeah, that was. Oh god. Planet fucking capital radio is it capital? Is it Capital Radio? Or is it just called like Capital Music or something like that? But the one that just took over the entire UK radio network. Capital FM, that's true. Yes. I was like, Capital Radio doesn't sound right. I know there's something else there. But goddamn, yeah. Just the annihilation of just British radio of like, I tell you what, just all of it is Capital now. But yeah, just giving Karl a call and seeing if he's ready yet.
Got me in.
Whoa, Karl's loud.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. We were talking earlier, right? I'll stop. I'll try and talk a bit quieter.
Hang on, it might just be that I've got my headphones set really loud.
Okay, my apologies. I'll talk quieter while you turn it down and get adjusted to it.
How does Karl sound to chat? Does Karl sound okay to chat? Is it just my headphones that need adjusting? Yeah, Karl's not too loud here. Okay, cool. You seem to be okay. Because, like, I came into the planet and there was no music. So I turned my headphones up a bit to see if there was audio. And I must have turned it up really high.
Oh, okay.
It's just like
a planet with, like, no ambient sounds whatsoever.
Nothing,
like,
yeah.
What's the in planet to go do Jacob's mission on?
Well, I mean, Karl, last week was, making Daddy proud. And this week is the Milquetoast Man Hour.
Yeah, I saw that, and I'm surprised you managed to not get a copyright strike for the people who make Top Gear. That's what they call that, right?
Oh dear, it's like
is that another nickname for Top Gear, or?
I mean, I'm surprised it's not because it's like, oh god, just that show just went off on some rails,
and mostly intact. They could have survived.
Yeah, just this hour is dedicated to the most boring man in Mass Effect, just Jacob.
He's just a nothing character.
Like, and the thing is,
after the crash.
I always hear a lot of defense for Kaidan when, like, I shit on Kaidan, and it's like, people like, no, Kaidan's actually a really good character when, like, you get round to it. And
Kaidan's a good character for romance, yeah. We've talked about his romance being quite good. It's like a 3-story arc.
And then you get to Jacob, and you shit talk Jacob, and everyone's like, yeah.
That's the thing. People don't even care enough to defend it.
People defend Ashley. The spacists who killed Rex, and people just don't defend Jacob at all.
Well, it's the worst thing, like, a piece of media can inspire, isn't it? It's like complete indifference. At least if people hated him as a character like we do Ashley, there's like, there's some passion there. Like, Jacob is like the relationship that died 3 years ago, and you wouldn't even care if he just like fucked someone else in front of you. There's no emotion left.
Yeah, the beard defo needs a trim, but I've just been lazy with it. But this is Jacob's loyalty mission indeed. The most interesting part of Jacob is like the loyalty mission that he has, which basically is like a really interesting situation. Jacob's not necessarily the interesting part of it.
I don't even remember it. I don't remember doing it.
So, this ship has like crashed on this planet for like 8 years.
That's not right. My father was first officer.
Ronald Taylor was promoted under emergency command protocols. Other flagged issues: unsafe deceleration,
there we go.
Local food and neural decay, beacon activation protocols.
So that's the thing to like remember, is just neural decay, and it's we'll see how it goes, but neural decay, just bear that in mind.
That's an interesting concept, though. The idea of, like, you know, this AI eventually just getting kind of fucked up.
Oh no, it's not the AI, it's the people themselves. It's like the local food is causing neural decay within people.
And long-term memory is cumulative, but significant within a
It's just not nourishing enough. They've all been eating, like, Finster's, chicken pancakes.
Finster's chicken pancakes? What?
Do you not remember those, like, the crispy pancakes from, like, Finster's?
I don't even know what Finster's is.
They are, like, the worst of the worst.
Right, because, like, the only thing I know about Finster, that name, is, like, there's, that Twitch streamer, I think, is called Finster, who, like, dresses in all the girly outfits, did, like, the girl month, and now has just become, like, a guy that dresses as a woman for streaming, and that's all I've heard of it.
I know that they're the one who, like, completely, like, just went all in on, like, anti-trans stuff.
Really?
Yeah, there was, like, Keffals as well did that, where they were, like, you know, a really prominent trans streamer, and then just went completely in on, like, the anti-trans rhetoric to get that audience.
This emergency beacon became
I've not heard of that at all with that person, but, man.
It's just people wanting controversy. It's like, what gets me more views?
Yeah, and that's always like, you know, I'd say I don't know about that specific person, but it's like the classic like Netflix special tech of the last couple of years, isn't it? Like the moment you get a Netflix special, it's just right, time to just double the fuck down on controversy.
Come on, let's get going.
Finster from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
My father had the beacon for almost 9 years.
Don't remember Finster. I mean, I don't remember much about Mighty Morphin other than like the film.
Unlikely.
Because like going back and watching the really like low quality TV show footage, I'm like, I don't really even find that like fun as like, you know, a background watch or anything.
Not really anymore now.
Maybe it's a different. Might be a different creator than Finster that did the transphobia stuff then, yeah. So I'd not heard anything about them.
I just know there's like a bunch of like people who went like hard in on that. It's like, oh, I feel like with those like, live stream fails, like you see it and you're like, just okay, who's being a shit now? And it's just a name I recognise from.
Yeah, because
I do not want to follow this guy. I do not want to be involved.
That's the thing is like I don't really watch streamers, but I see like clips on TikToks of quite a few, and there's someone who's like come up a few times and I've not seen any like controversy around them, but there might be that I'm not aware of. But yeah, I've not heard anything.
It might be racism. It's either racism or something like.
I mean,
one of the
they might just be fine, but like there's when you're talking about like YouTubers and Twitch streamers, as a YouTuber and Twitch streamer ourselves, like the likelihood that you've gone down like something like that of some racist route or some transphobic rant or some shit, or like got triggered by fucking pronouns, it's like the odds are quite high, so alarmingly high.
Annoyingly so, yes.
Who are you? What was your rank on the Gurn's back?
Creature that made the monster. Oh, okay.
The leader thinks for us and we serve. So we can go home. But some want to fight him. They were cast out.
He loves it.
I can just hear the little pops in the audio.
They hunt his machines and those who help him.
I just got the legendary edition of the cast up.
Watch out!
Hunters, they won't stop until the
that was. I'm not gonna lie. We all playing Renegade, and don't forget chat. When I activate the viewer rewards, because I forgot to put them back on. You can influence how we play if you want to be not. I'll put the Paragon and Renegade mode and the Feed the Fish rewards back on. But I actively just like went into autopilot and was like, I can't let that woman die. Like, just use the Paragon option.
You're too nice.
Apparently I'm too nice a person. It's just in my instincts to be like, don't let this woman who doesn't know where she is just get shot to death.
Doesn't sound like a Twitch streamer.
Fuck yeah, get those Cades up. I like how it's like the way that we've set up now with the auto Cades on the reward is that at any point my gameplay, because I see them too, my gameplay can just be completely covered up by Cades. They're just like during that gunfight, just all of a sudden I'm like, oh no.
Oh no.
I mean, I do love those ones of like, and I think that should be something that's examined, right? Is like,
those hunters must be laying on the
okay, I understand that technically, you know, the world sees a difference between like male breasts and female breasts.
Is that a settlement?
But the idea that they got banned because they're dressed as a woman, touching their own breasts, but then it's like, you know, it's that thing of like, but they got banned for touching a female breast, but they're not female, they're just dressing as one. And then it's like, but where'd you draw that line? And then it's, but surely the real thing should just be, if you are sexually touching your chest in any way, whether you're, you know, male presenting, female presenting, or, you know, anything, it should just be, okay, well, if it's a ban for one person, it's a ban for everyone.
But in the same uniform,
the same as like male presenting people were allowed to show nipple, but female presenting people weren't. And I don't know if that's been changed or not now. Speaking of which, like, just they're all female. So it's like
men here. Maybe it affects genders differently.
Is that the
males get violent?
They got left on an abandoned planet.
The woman on the beach said the exiled ones came back as hunters.
And
it doesn't matter
it's
right
like,
now.
oh,
One of
all
these
of the
people must
women
know what my father
appeal
has to do
like
with this.
docile, and all the men have gone crazy and murderous.
But he sends nothing.
He forced us to eat.
And it's just like, I wonder whether that's...
You are cursed.
Is it the fruit? Is it the local food making all the men murder people, or is it just the men? Is it just men being men, looking for an excuse? God, yeah, I would not have a blindfold option on stream for sure. Oh no. Speed for Iron Boulder. I remember Terrakion, because that's the Terrakion one, right? Terrakion has like a surprisingly decent speed.
I think a lot of them do.
I think they've all got like at least base like 90 or something, even like the bulky one, which is Terrakion. But up for Iron Boulder, because they just go so spiky with the stats, I'm gonna say like it's gonna be stupid, like 120 or something.
You certainly seem to have a way with words.
You heard her. I have his face. My father forced the crew to eat toxic food. What the hell?
124. That's the thing. It's like, oh no, the weird local food sent all the men into a murderous rampage. It's like, are they just men?
They just eat a lot of steak.
What the hell? Somebody had to push them to make that. That's borderline worship.
I'd worship this. Look at it. I'd rather worship that than a person. I don't think Perugly is massively fast, is it?
It's a cat Pokemon. I imagine it's probably fast. It's just a cat.
True. I also do enjoy when we're talking about like just how bland Jacob is. It's like he doesn't even get his own face. It's like, oh, you have the face of your father. Just we cannot distinguish you from your father. He has his face.
Your captain demands obedience. Weapons are forbidden.
He can't even just have his own face. It's got to be his dad's.
That guy loves it.
Perugly's 112. Jesus. I mean, I should say just cat. I guess like makes sense, but that thing is a fucking overweight ass cat.
Please.
Yeah, but it's like same with like the weird the
You have his face.
Meowth
But you
one,
might
was
stop
it?
This, I forget
Like
how
the
to...
Meowth
But this
regional variant, which is like
was the
just
start.
based on
What he
like the
promised, and
lounge
what
cat
they
or
did to
whatever.
us.
Which
Leave the
one?
sky.
The Mafia
Take us back
Don
to the
or like
sky.
the Viking?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's like 3 Meowths in the fucking hell.
Because there's a lowland Meowth and Persian, and then there's also Berserker. There's like Galarian Meowth that turns into Berserker. It's like, it's really weird because just, yeah, I really, even considering like he is, you know, the antagonist's mascot Pokemon, I just don't consider Meowth like a Meowth a mascot Pokemon. And like, even when we went to like the Pokemon regionals, there was no Meowth merch anywhere.
Maybe it all got sold.
Maybe.
It feels like one of those things that it either got sold immediately or just it does not sell at all.
Think on your own time.
One of those, isn't it?
What's in there?
It's a crew logbook.
I also double checked what I was
thought the
thinking.
beacon
Why did I know
repair
that
was
person's
taking too
name?
long.
It's because they did a collaboration with
They
Bella
were afraid
Delphine,
they'd run out
and
of
they were the one who
supplies
did
and
like
lose
the
their
weird
minds.
racist photo feed.
My
yeah.
father restricted the
They did a
ship from
collaboration with like a
himself and
black
other
streamer and
officers
made
so
them
they
dress like
wouldn't get
Donkey
infected.
Kong, and it's like,
Everybody
what do
else
you
had to
mean
eat
by
the toxic
this?
food and hope for treatment later. The rest is a casualty
It's one of those
list.
things, just like, you know, hot
If you
like
mutinied
people
over
hanging
the
out with other
decision,
horrible people
my
because the
father and his
internet and
officers
just know
turned
what the
Mexico.
memories are so short.
Yeah.
Not what I would have done, but they were in a desperate situation.
How long do you stay desperate? The numbers go up from there. More incidents, harsh punishments.
Like, why are you
It's
talking
like
to
the
this man?
catalog
Yeah,
of
just-
toys. In a year, all the male
So
crew
it's like, why
members
are
are
you talking
flagged
to him?
as
Like, no one
exiled
cares.
and dead. They separated out the women,
Oh god.
assigned them to officers like pets.
Like, yeah.
After the beacon is fixed, the officers
sounds like
carry
men, alright.
casualties too. After
They all assign
my
themselves
father took
women and
control,
murdered
didn't
each
stop
other.
it.
Great.
It's looking like he only activated the beacon because the men have come back ready to fight.
He let this happen, and now it's biting him in the ass. 9 years.
I
didn't
do
he say
question
wait? I need to find this man.
how these people have lasted 9 years. It could have been like 9 months.
9 years is like an excessive amount of time. Like, why would you
Oh.
still be having like massive arguments at this point?
Yeah, like, how many men were here where 9 years later there's still a point where, like, there can be a group coming back to wage war on the captain still? This has been 9 years, and apparently the local food causes neural decay. I think it's one of those things of, like, because so many people probably loop them into, like, you know, a lot of people will probably be like, dude dressing as a woman, definitely a trans person, and then they, in response, are like, no, I'm
God damn
a
it,
straight
it's
guy
really
that
him.
doesn't understand
Just got free. He's covering
anything
his
about
ass.
being trans and is probably just very ignorant and probably does a lot of stupid shit.
And then like actively, I think that's one of the I thought like Discord on it for all my trans content creators. This is a person who's like using our struggle for clout, and it's like
Yeah.
that thing of like it's just not nice. And then whenever they get asked of like, well, do you want to speak on these issues then, since you're one of the most prominent people? It's like, no,
A little late to blame his victim.
it's not my job, so I'm just dressing up in a costume. So it's like you are, but at the same time, you know what you're doing.
And I get the
You are-
whole, like, oh, well, we could do, like, a girl month as a joke thing. But then, now it's become their entire brand. It's like, yeah, maybe you should be thinking about how you're like, messaging this and what you're doing with all it. Can I just say, it's not like they're unaware. Like, I'm sure plenty of people have brought it to their attention. Yeah, it's one of those of, it's a lot more of a nuanced conversation when it's not just, oh, well, we've got a clip of them shouting a racist word.
Excuse me.
It's like, it's a bit more in depth of like, well, where'd you draw the line kind of thing.
Excuse me. Critical system damage. Casualty.
Enemies in front.
We are playing. I can't remember. We're playing
Critical system
the
damage.
one with very few weapon options and much tech problems.
And probably like one of the worst ones we could have picked. It's like we thought, oh, that sounds interesting.
It's like engineer, I think we picked.
It's just like nothing. We can't do anything.
Yeah, we thought it sounded very interesting, but like 90% of the time, the things unique to us, like the combat drone, has not been that useful, and the AI overload is like the AI hacking. Sorry, is not commonly used, other than just, oh, I guess there's this one useless mech that dies immediately.
It feels like one of those things where it would have been way more useful in the previous game when you had access to the like just get every mission.
Yes, yeah. Without the Geth being here, like we got quite a lot of use out of it in number 1 because we were fighting Geth everywhere, and now there's just.
He had his fun.
But yeah, I've done enough playthroughs where it was like, well, let's do something a bit different, because I've done plenty of runs where I've been like Vanguard or the purely like biotic one. Like, I think it's Adept or something like that.
The purely biotic one is like a lot of fun, admittedly. Probably like the most fun one you can have. It's just like the biotic powers are so much more like inherently interesting than all the other ones.
Yeah, but Black Hole.
Do you only get that if you buy this tech build that you've done then? 'Cause if so, like, that probably makes this class worth using for that a lot.
No, not at all. You just get this on every class. The ethos stuff.
This thing is not my father.
Hostile combat drone.
Brainwashed guards. You know what? I think,
Trouble ahead.
speaking of brainwashing, we can send our little combat drone in. He's just dead. He's just dead. Like second one.
It's like, do you really feel like you've actually got much use out of this thing so far? It's like not really.
And the thing is, because we've got hacking, but we can't hack it until we at very least get rid of its shields. I think it might be.
At which point you might as well keep shooting at it.
Yeah, because we still can't hack it even with armor on. So just, it's like, okay, so by the time I can actually hack this thing, it's already got 2/3 of its health missing. And look at how useful it's been in battle.
It just sits there.
It's just stood there, not shooting. Oh no, the only thing it is shooting is Miranda.
Like, it feels like one of those like Borderlands abilities that you just never fucking use. Like you go like, what am I doing wrong? It's like, just don't use this. Like the developers never programmed it properly or something.
Yeah. Like, there's multiple guards over here, and my hacked AI, like mech, is just stood there, just trying to kill Miranda still.
Very nice.
Thanks, mech. You did a great job.
Enough with the toys. I need to look my father in the eye and hear him justify this.
Right, come on, Jacob's father. Where? Ronald Taylor. I want to know how close they are.
Here. I knew a real
Like,
squad would blow
he doesn't
through
even
just
have the
fine.
same face as
Sorry if the
Jacob.
neck scuffed your pants.
He looks nothing like Jacob.
But all of the women were like,
I'll get you
you
something
have his
nice when we
exact
get back to
face. Oh my
Alliance
god,
base.
you're here.
Gotta have some back.
You think they just give him like the Jacob model?
Yeah.
Like, he's not even got as much of a tan as Jacob. And he's like, he lives in the sun.
Wild. They propped me up here in some kind of ritual behavior.
But they just look nothing alike, and like, you have his face. Oh my god.
You let all your people talk back like that? Who are you exactly?
Yeah, never mind. Fuck off.
Doesn't matter. You're running a very questionable setup here, Captain. Explain.
Of course. It was chaos after the crash, and the crew never really accepted me as captain. They
wonder why.
rebelled and trapped us here. Once they started eating the
Like, he looks
toxic
nothing
food,
like
I couldn't
Jacob. That's
control it.
actually
And I
ridiculous.
couldn't
Like when
get
they
to
were
the
talking
beacon.
about it, I thought it was gonna like have given the same
Just
character
stop.
model or something.
We know what you did to your crew.
That's what I figured.
Why let this go 10 years? Who the hell are you? Taylor. Lieutenant Jacob Taylor. Jacob. My Jacob?
Oh, shit. I've been called out here. Just... Uh-oh. It's been that long he doesn't even know who his fucking son is. But his son is fairly forgettable, so I understand.
Not who you expected, Captain?
I was hoping not to have to explain this to him. Or anyone, really. You have to understand, this isn't me.
I'd be gutted if I was that dad. And I was like, oh, my son comes out looking that fucking handsome.
Sure you were taught right before
I just find it really funny. It's like, shit, yeah, I was hoping I wouldn't really need to explain myself to anybody. I was hoping to just have 0 consequences for 10 years of action. Oh, dear.
As we all know, I don't want to get in trouble for anything I just did.
Yeah. Why the fuck is that? If you've worked at Tesco in the last 6 years, you could be entitled to compensation. Just what?
Probably
Is it that bad?
A little bit, yeah.
Is it just like completely underpaying staff or whatever? Don't know, I've not heard that, but it doesn't surprise me.
I'm not biting, Captain. At some point, you chose to do this to your crew. You.
What was that moment? I want to know that there was an actual reason.
He's turned people into like zombies.
Mutiny. We had to take a hard line to keep order, and things settled down.
Yeah, but he feels bad about it.
As the case set in, we made sure the crew were comfortable. Some even seemed happier. Ignorance is bliss, right? And they were grateful for guidance, like an instinct. Pure authority was easy.
Yes.
At first. Months in.
Dictatorship was quite cool for a while.
Territorial. Rank, protocol.
Luke's it kicks ass being a dictator.
We had to establish
it kicks so much fucking ass.
After a while, the perks seemed normal. That's it? You created
like everyone listened to me, it was great, and then they stopped listening to me. Is it because you're a dictator? Shut up.
I can't point to where it all went wrong. But when the beacon was
the thing is, he doesn't really give much of a reason. He's just gone, yeah, I want to know what the reason was. Well, someone had to step up and become a horrible dictator.
Like, what gives you, like, any sort of, like, moral high ground that think you could lead thousands of people? You just a prick?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a bit late for him to feel bad about it. Yeah, great. Like, but, you know, it's like you only feel bad about it because you got caught, right?
Yeah, your son's here with a gun to your chest.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't feel any responsibility to get out of here for the sake of family?
I gave him a good start. He was a smart kid and was better off not following me. We
the classic.
A long time before I took jobs in deep
oh,
space.
I would have been a terrible father. He was better off without me.
Here,
cool.
Best to just disappear off the galactic map. Till you needed someone to save your ass.
It's always the way, and it's like, oh, it's terrible. It's funny how, like, the solution to your problem is the one that you wanted to do, like not having any responsibility for your child.
Vent his head.
That would have been a terrible father. Anyway, here's me explaining why I should have been in charge of 400 people. With my stalwart leadership skills.
Oh, yes, Shepard. Just, I love that as a prompt. Jacob, mate, I'd just shoot him. Just shoot him.
Just shoot him from in that hairline.
I'm pretty sure we can.
There's no way I'm getting that hairline. Right. Fuck off.
But I'm not taking the shot.
Oh, Jacob.
My father owned his mistakes. He was a different man. A good man.
I mean, fair play to Jacob for this one moment.
You've seen the crazy ones. This won't stop them. It's not for them, Dad.
Does look pretty badass. So, the hand the gun over and walk away is such like a cliche point, but it does always look super fucking cool.
Mm-hmm. Just, you know, you're a prick and have been for 10 years. Just, here's a gun. Fuck off.
Do it yourself.
Yeah. Like, I haven't been part of your life for, what, at least 10 years. You can do do this without me as well.
So do
Fuck
it
you.
yourself.
Just that thing as well. Another one of those missions where it just feels like, similar with like the grunt loyalty mission where they were like, we've got to give them one, I guess.
Yeah.
Don't even give them the tail lights.
Roger that.
It's a bit of a weird prompt.
What do you mean it wasn't you?
Jacob, if I had leaked the information about the Gernsback, I would be smiling at your resolution of the situation. I am not smiling.
Like, yeah. Did you know about it, though?
Really? Because given the result, it feels like something you'd have your hands in.
You know very little about me, Shepard. Don't presume to understand my intentions. Cerberus is ultimately about humanity. My people are valuable to me.
Fine.
Well.
You didn't forward it, so who did?
I did.
Oh, I like that. The obvious insider.
Was this supposed to be a favor, or did you just want to see him squirm?
What he did with it was his own business. There was a time when it mattered to you.
I mean,
Sending
it makes
the wrong
sense for
signal,
Miranda
keeping
as a
my
character
promise.
to be like,
I
well,
keep my promises.
Miranda, we'll discuss your
the only thing I gave a
interpretation
shit
of
about for my
security
loyalty
protocol,
mission
right?
was like
Shepard,
basically sorting the shit that my dad fucked up.
Yeah.
So it does make sense that Miranda's like, well, I found information on Jacob's dad who has been missing for 10 years. I'm gonna let Jacob know about it. Like, if I get to sort shit out with my dad, he can sort shit out with his.
You had no
So
idea
we'll both have
Miranda was
terrible dads.
behind
We'll
this.
bond over it.
No, she's got a good memory. Selective, but good. I haven't thought about those days in a long time. Can't figure which promise she meant, though. Not sure I really want to know. She requires a better man than I.
You good with this, Jacob?
It's all bull, Shepard. Captain Taylor's body has some catching up to do, but the man died a long time ago.
I
I've already
do
dealt with that.
not
Guess he's a
enjoy
good enough
the
father that even he can't screw up what he taught
kind
me.
of like resolution that Jacob comes to it. Like, rather than actually dealing with any of the emotions of it, it's just not even that he was dead to him a long time ago. It's just that's not my father.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sure you've got
Come
some
on,
pretty
we've got work
complex
to do.
emotions to go through right now. Would you like to express them so you become like a more endearing character? Nah.
Thanks for the help.
Yeah.
Like, cool.
Just, okay, so Jacob, what do you think about your father being like corrupted into this awful human being? That wasn't my dad anymore. I'm just going to discount all of the things that just happened. It's not my dad. Let's move on. Okay, cool. I guess that might fit in line with your character of being super boring, but it doesn't help for the writing of a character, as you say, to like make him more endearing in any way.
Can we see you showing like any emotion whatsoever?
Mm-hmm.
Like, nah, that doesn't sound like me.
I don't think we have probed Uranus yet, no. Well, sorry.
No.
Uranus.
It's always one of those things that people always like, oh, Joe's really funny. Like, it's not that. It was funny when you're like 12.
Like, it's a funny bit, but it's just one of those.
It's not as funny as people make it out to be. It's, the funniest part is the line delivery from Edie of, probing Uranus.
Heavy pistol damage. Heavy ship armor, not the armor upgrade. Yes, be helpful. Med bay upgrade, we're not allowed to get yet. Karl won't allow it, to clarify. Like, we can get it, but Karl will not allow the scars to be gone.
Yeah, I like it.
We're allowed to fix our face just before the
Commander,
end.
you've received a new message at your private terminal.
I mean, I love the argument when people are talking about AI and stuff. Well, we AI artists, it's not just about typing a prompt into the AI machine. It's about knowing exactly how to word your prompts to make the best art possible. But fuck off. You're not making art.
In their head, though, they are.
Yeah, and that's the scary and sad thing about it, is just... It's so sad that, like, a lot of them genuinely believe that they're contributing to some creative field now. Like, I get that a lot of people are probably... They would like to be a good, you know, photographer or a good artist, and this is their way to kind of shortcut that, and they can just feel like they're creating something themselves now and being a creative person, but they're not.
They're creating the opposite of art.
Yeah, they're stealing art.
It's something completely devoid, like any, like, you know, intent or heart.
Mm-hmm.
So people always point out, like, there's that drawing by like a 5-year-old, and it's just like, my son was asked to draw the word safe. It's just the two stick figures lying in bed together. In fact, there is more heart and passion put into this stick figure drawn by a child than any AI art.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I think, like, just in terms of, apart from Element Zero, that's obviously intended to be very difficult to get, I think we're mostly good on resources, just because I sat there one night after stream and just kind of
probed everything.
Just probed around.
Just stepped into the probulator.
Like, so, you know, it's one of those things of, I get that you're an joke, but I don't particularly want to actually need resource and be sitting here on stream like probing. So we said we were gonna help the milk toast man, and then again, the DLC is probably worth doing, like, DLCs on their own.
Yeah, they're probably like streamed onto themselves.
Mm-hmm. Which means that we've got Tally, Samara, and Jack left to help. What are you thinking?
They find Tally. Go find Jack.
Go to Jack's one. Cool.
Remember, it's been quite interesting. It's like, you know, the wet fart that is.
Yeah, that's I think these last 3 are 3 pretty good loyalty missions to end on. Is Jack's got, like, cool backstory. Samara, you're helping her with Morant, and then Tally is obviously the whole, like, being accused of treason,
which is fun. Yeah, I want to go do that mission because that mission's super fun.
Oh,
that's the one I always did when you've got Legion.
Yeah. Well, can you do that?
Because like, you stand accused of helping the guest. Like, how do you plead? It's like,
yeah, because you do get a brief time.
There.
You get a time enough, don't you, between, like,
to do it, yeah.
Getting that mission and we need to feed the fish. I forgot to go feed the fish.
Go feed the fish. I remember, like, going to take the, like, Legion to do that. It's like, you stand accused of, like, helping the guest, and you thought bringing a guest with you would help your case. I'm like, the bugger, like, what my decision?
Just Legion in the background, like, oh.
I think even Legion says, "Do you think this is the best idea?" You're like, "Shut up." But everyone tells you it's a bad idea, and then you do it anyway. Because you know what? No one listens to me.
Just the idea. You've been accused of working with Geth. Us, just a Geth party member stood there, like, sweating.
But I don't even know what a Geth is. It's like, what's that? So shut up.
It's a goth. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
It's one of those things that's just so fucking funny.
Mm.
The fact the game lets you do it.
I don't.
I love it.
Like, that's the thing. Legion is not a party member in 3, but I believe basically everyone that's in Mass Effect 1 and 2 and still alive will be in 3 in some form or another.
You can find them, yeah. Like, Legion's knocking about somewhere. You hear about it.
I'm fairly certain that everyone still alive, if managed to keep them alive, gets some payoff and some send-off in 3. Roshan from Mirage. Is that like Assassin's Creed Mirage? Yeah, the trial is in this game. Yeah, that's what Tally's mission is. I actually think there's a couple of cool moments if you bring Miranda to Jack's one.
I think they know each other, don't they? I do like to do the ones where like these people who know each other.
Well, it's not that you know each other. It's like Miranda works for Cerberus and is like a genetically modified biotic, and Jack is also, you know, just the street hoodler, the cyberpunk victim. But yeah, Jack is also obviously in her backstory. It explores like Cerberus having control over her and stuff like that.
You're just Cerberus being wank, got it.
Because like that's always the one that gets me is just, well, I had, you know, an argument between Miranda and Jack come up, and I never had the Paragon or Renegade. I was too split on my first run to save them both.
Oh no, that's a shame.
Yeah.
That makes it really look like Jack's naked. That's so
It
weird.
really does.
How much cooler would Jack's design be if she had like a super fucked up face?
I don't know,
Maybe
because
she had like cool scars and stuff.
Maybe. I think maybe more like tattoos and piercings would help, because from the neck, like the jaw up, she looks very clean cut.
The neck up, she's a supermodel.
Yeah, basically. And we're going Paragon. That'll be interesting. Yeah, oh, hang on.
I forgot how much I hate this place. See the landing pad? Has to be on the roof, or the vegetation would overgrow it in a few hours.
Shepard, I am picking up thermal signatures everywhere.
Because how many did I set it to?
Something's
Did I set it
distorting
to
the
5
sensors.
use per person?
This was a secret Cerberus facility.
Yeah. They
Yes.
build their equipment to last. Assholes. It was a mistake coming back here, Shepard.
Get a hold of yourself. It'll be okay.
I'm fine. Okay, let's get on the ground.
Don't worry, you can trust me with my evil glowing red eyes.
It's fine, we're Paragon Shepard now.
Yeah, nothing says Paragon like glowing red eyes.
Yeah, figured like we said last stream, if we just set it to a limit per person per stream, that means no one can like fully take over. So if no one likes the idea of doing Paragon, you know, feel free to try and take over and go Renegade, because
yeah,
Shadow can't commit to any more Paragon points anymore. Yeah, this is basically Jack. I think if I remember rightly, Jack has found like the facility that she was like basically imprisoned in and empowered up in and stuff. Yeah, I can't remember whether she was fucked around with or she was just born very powerful. But I guess we'll find out during this mission.
Yeah, I think it's like she was very powerful, and then they like just experiments on her. Like, oh, we just found a child that has like, you know, amazing biotic capabilities. We're gonna steal this child.
Yeah, we're gonna just fuck this child up even harder.
We're gonna do a bunch of experiments. It's gonna be super rad. I see absolutely nothing that could possibly go wrong doing this.
Making super-powered imprisoned children.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna.
That sounds like something that could never go wrong.
It's like we're going to give them a reason to hate us, then give them superpowers.
The elusive man requested operation logs again. He's getting suspicious.
When we get results, he won't care what we did. But if he knew...
He won't find out. The elusive man requested
Can you just hear the words like the
operation
elusive man, like, oh,
He's
for
getting
fuck's sake.
suspicious.
Like that knobhead
Sounds
again.
like this facility went rogue. You'd like to think that, wouldn't you? He didn't say what they were hiding from the elusive man.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, straight away, just Miranda coming in like, oh well, yeah. I wonder what's happening. It's like Jack just snapping back at them. So
I remember escaping to this
You
room,
want that, like, that's
fighting
the,
here.
imagine if you brought like
I saw
out
sunlight through the cracks in the ceiling. Only a half
Legion on it. The thing is, Legion always too fun to me. I'm thinking, I think
begging for his life.
Jacob.
Hmm.
He'd be like, remember when I let my dad shoot himself? I was like, no, it was boring.
yeah, I think it's the plot of like the boys, the plot of like some X-Men stuff. There's plenty of scenarios where it's like just straight away like, oh, maybe making like, you know, doing experiments on children, giving them superpowers, maybe this is gonna backfire. Because, you know, it's a very easy thing to see would fucking backfire. But for some reason, like, you know, fictional characters keep making that mistake. Also, hey Fish, thank you for joining in. Going all arrogant. But yeah, like, you know, I'm obviously... We talked about this last time. If we want to talk about, like, feedback with how many rewards get, like, limited per stream, if people want that number to go, like, down.
Well, or down, yeah.
Or up, yeah, down or up, either way. Just, like, you know... It was one of those of, like, we kind of stagnated on it for a while, so I wanted to make sure that we could, just mix things up a little bit and make it more usable for everyone coming in.
This looks like an arena.
Date with
That's
a girl
right.
who's 6'3".
They used to
Hell
stage
yeah.
fights here, pit me against other kids. I
Like,
loved
get
it.
them to take you over
Only
the
time I
threshold.
was ever
That's
out
the
of my
real
cell.
play. So that's the thing, you know, never in my life have I experienced like a woman picking me up and taking me through the threshold of a door. It's like that She-Hulk moment, isn't it, where she's just doing that with all the men on the show.
Yeah.
Just every time she gets to the guys, she like picks them up and they're all like cradled in her arms. Like, oh my god. Yeah, well, Paragon, right?
What were they studying?
Hell if I know. Maybe that's how they got their kicks. I never understood anything that happened here.
Oh, that would actually be an excellent couple costume, like Jennifer Walters and She-Hulk together.
Yeah. Just like, only one of you can be in the room at any one time now.
Let's keep moving.
That's the thing. I think, you know, you get that weird subsect of people on the internet that are like those weirdo dudes who are like, no one finds women with muscles attractive or anything. But like, I think most people, if given the option of like a big strong woman will pick you up, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure most people would say yes to that.
It's also the thing is like they always say that like women with muscles. It's like just fitness is very, very attractive.
Subjects are out of their cells. They're
I mean,
tearing
the
the
person
place
is,
up.
you know, a person being in
Subject zero
fantastic
is going
shape
to
is
get
the sort
loose.
of
I
thing
need
that's going
permission
to be
to terminate.
attractive.
I repeat,
Hell yeah, it is.
permission to terminate. All subjects besides zero
Also,
are expendable. Keep
like,
Jack
generally
alive.
speaking,
Understood.
yeah,
I'll begin
everyone is expendable apart from
broke out when my
Subject
guards
Zero, which is
disappeared.
Jack.
I started that riot.
But yeah, it's one of those things that, biologically speaking, fitness is attractive, right? Because you're programmed to find a healthy partner attractive in that, like, you know, kind of weird, old, you know, primal way of thinking of, like, same with the whole thing of, like, oh, well, men are meant to find women with big hips attractive because that shows signs of, like, being able to birth a baby better. And it's like, not, you know, not to say that I think, like, the only people attractive are, like, you know, fit, healthy people. I'm not going to say that, like, but it's just one of those things of, like, biologically speaking, it's meant to be one of those weird things of like, well, yeah, we should find more healthy, stronger people more attractive because in the back of your heads they're more likely to be able to like keep you alive and all this shit. I don't think it's an Omega symbol on the back of Jack's neck. I think it's just lots of weird dots and stuff.
Things might have happened that you didn't see.
The other kids attacked me, the guards attacked me, the automated systems attacked me. That doesn't leave lots of room for interpretation.
So yeah, as far as Jack's aware, what happened that day when she broke out of this camp as a kid was that, like, she started a riot and everyone attacked her.
Yeah, that's what she remembers, but that might not be the whole story of what.
And right now it's
this
like
place
that.
is supposed to be empty. Who the fuck shot that Baron? It's a fresh kill.
Yeah, the that recording would imply that Jack has not remembered the situation correctly. Which, I mean, she's gone through a traumatic event as a child where people were attacking her. It's one of those things where, yeah, things could get misinterpreted and misremembered quite easily.
Like, you know, totally understand what that would happen.
Like, not just a traumatic event, but a traumatic event happening as you were a child. Maybe your brain's going to try and forget some of the things that happened on that day. Oh no. Because, of course, the blood pack needed to be here.
Here we go.
And I do think that's one of the weird things about the Mass Effect trilogy, and just, I guess, the Mass Effect quadrilogy, if you want to include Andromeda, is I think they were just very scared of having missions without combat.
Yeah. Even though, like, you know, the strength is, like, the universe they built.
Mm-hmm. They were, especially Mass Effect 2 and 3, where it was this, like, RPG that kind of sold middling and reviewed pretty well. It's, oh, well, in that case, make sure that we market this as, like, more of an action game.
I'll throw you like a toy.
They went so high. They, like, basically got up to the ceiling. Just, that's why I love combining the biotic powers, and why, in comparison, combining just and doing like an AI hack where the mech just stands still is so less satisfying.
It's a small facility.
I think it's satisfying the thing that is less satisfying.
Experiment. Bullshit. I had the worst of it, and I made it out alive.
Fuck yeah, Shadow. Get those little pride cades out. Go on over here. Just, you know, just 1 second, get rid of that counter. Go the proper pride.
The true pride, the K pride.
Little pride sausage. That's the thing is, it's just, it feels so bad when I'm like, oh yeah, the Cape Pride Parade, and I don't have Oryx one. And then I feel so mean on Oryx, because it's like
you could just recall the K.
I can, right? But I don't have like the actual, like, I don't think I have the actual raw files. I think I just have the GIFs.
So strange
for that
to be
one.
back here. I feel
okay.
So like I'd have to actually like go in and
but then I'm a
figure it all
girl
out
again.
myself.
Shit. It's complicated. Let's just go plant that bomb.
Jack's just like, I don't know anymore. Let's just blow this fucking place up.
Do you know what? I respect that though.
Yeah.
I respect it. Like, do you actually want, like, in her head, she's like, you know what? I'm cool with who I am. I'm fine. Like, you know, some bad shit happened. I'm cool. Let's just blow it all to hell so it never happens again.
Oh my god. Oh.
One less.
This blood pack trooper's not having a good day. Their arms just like stuck inside of the thing, and they're just oh no, just that arm is stuck hard.
No, he's partying.
The thing is, they're still alive.
Is he though?
Oh no, the Baron! No, what's happening? Oh! I got trapped. I got too distracted by just... Oh, the party plaza. Yeah, like that's the thing is, I can't remember off the top of my head whether I've got like original things or not.
One less. Here goes.
It was a while ago now.
It's also like, you know, the nature of the internet just to not save anything.
It is, yeah. We did fuck about and find out. The Baron, they were not happy with us. Just stop mocking our friend.
Enemy down. Perfect. I'll throw you like a toy.
It's so fucking funny.
It's just, why is Ragnar not still just the supreme king of all?
Because people demanded realism, and those people are fucking boring.
Yeah.
The people who insist on having realism in their video games ruin everything for all of us.
Yeah, the fact that just every game can't just have ridiculous over-the-top ragdolls is just upsetting. I mean, I 100% agree. Maybe something like The Last of Us shouldn't have stupid ragdoll.
No, it would be so good if it did.
But
I completely disagree.
It would be, but it would also be tone annihilating.
But put it in that, like, you know, that
put it in the roguelike mode. Put it as an unlockable option.
My cell is on the other side.
Put it as like a fun bonus, like cheat code
I
thing.
screamed at them for hours, and they always agreed.
One of those dumb options they put fucking ragdoll in.
Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, I get going through like The Last of Us Part 2 or like God of War Ragnarok for the very first time and trying to tell these, like, you know, pretty mature stories and take it very seriously. It would kind of annihilate that tone a bit.
Bad place.
But it'd be so fucking funny.
But it'd be really funny. Monster Hunt with ragdolls, just like the monster just... Yeah, having it as a setting in everything would be fantastic.
I would not mind that at all.
Also, thank you for joining, Fish. Hope everything goes well.
Entry 1054, Telton Facility. The latest iteration of Pergnum went poorly. Subjects 1, 4, and 6 died.
Ah, there you go.
No biotic change among the survivors.
So yeah, they were biotically
Lowered
changing.
core temperatures of surviving subjects, but no biotically beneficial reactions occurred. As a side effect, all subjects died. So we'll not try that on Zero. I hope our supply of biotic potential subjects holds up. We are going through
Imagine just having to say that, of like...
This is bullshit. They weren't experimenting on the other children for my safety.
We are going through just a shit ton of children.
Yeah, and not thinking like we're the villains.
Yeah. Just, oh, this isn't great. We're running out of kids to murder.
And then Jack's just like completely just like nonplussed, like...
You can't help what they did to others.
You don't get it, Shepard. I survived this place because I was tougher than the rest. That's who I am.
And I get that perspective of, well, this entire time Jack has thought that she was the one who survived it all because she was super strong and super willed. And then it's, oh no, the other children were dying so that we could, like, essentially they were the guinea pigs to make sure that we didn't murder Jack in experiments.
Yeah.
You move on.
Like, he was actually
Harder
super
and
fucking
tougher.
weak.
Well, not necessarily, but just she
right.
had such biotic potential that they wanted to use other children as guinea pigs before using the tests on her. God. Yeah, running out of orphans for the orphan crushing machine. Dear God. But the fact that the scientist just sits there and says it, totally straight look on the face, just, yeah, this is rough. Not because we're murdering the orphans or throwing them into the crushing machine, just because we're running out.
There's a few too many orphans getting, like, just, like, eaten.
Who would have known it? They're more fragile than we thought. We need to find sturdier children to murder.
These ones like just like these like children are not top tier. These children got like bad IVs.
It does. Good old orphan. And the blood pack for some reason. This could have just been a mission where you walk through the facility and Jack learns about a history.
Yeah, but like Lucas, it's not how they expect you to like and be endeared to this character and want to follow a story or anything.
No, like you can't really imagine EA in what I know this game came out in 2010, but you know, a couple of years prior where they were making decisions for the game and stuff. Can you really imagine EA executives as they're seeing like Halo 3 and Call of Duty 4 kick the fuck off? I'm like, no, what we want to do is like put more missions in where you don't shoot things. Like, no, let's not do that. Let's market this as an action game.
What are you doing here?
First, we're gonna kill you. Then we'll see.
I can't even remember the origin of the orphan crushing machine. It's just like one of those, you know,
viral tweets, yeah,
ever glorious like jokes on the internet that just lives on forever.
It's like, oh, I never thought the leopards would eat my face. Screams woman who like sobs woman who voted for leopards eating faces party. It's one of those like evergreen tweets that just like.
Or the children yearning for the mines.
The children yearning for the mine, or like, I'm not owned, I scream as I turn into a corn cob. Is another like amazing one. Good old grill poker diamonds.
A drill just every now and then, just popping the fuck off.
They're just like, they might be one of like the single funniest people like alive today. And they've never been wrong and been consistently funny for like 15 years. And they have always just been absolutely fucking hilarious.
I love the idea that there's just this one blood pack warrior that's been black holed into the corner of the room and he's just screaming.
It's like, oh!
Oh, the Kurek's got his barrier back on.
Not that one.
How about another black hole?
Nothing can
Why is the black hole thing the funniest fucking one?
The timing, I know it's a bit delayed for you, but the timing of just nothing can stop me as a black hole's going off inside of his face. Oh dear. I cannot be stopped. Says man with black hole inside of their cupboard.
Says man about to be stopped. I cannot be stopped. Says man about to be stopped.
Might as well do it on his corpse.
Yeah, no, that is a decent example of just the idea of like, yeah, it's so nice that like we fundraised for medical bills for this dying child. It's like, but why do we need why is that a thing that needs to happen in the first place?
And that's the idea of the orphan crushing machine. It's like you celebrate that we've turned off the orphan crushing machine. It's like, well, wait, where do we have that again? We turned it off.
Why was there an orphan crushing machine? It's great that it's been turned off, but why did one exist in the first place?
It's like, wait a minute, why do we have this again?
Who are you?
My name is Aresh, and you're breaking into my home.
So, no, seriously, though, why do we have this again? Shut up.
So many years have passed, and I thought I was the only survivor.
My name is Jack.
I thought I was the only
How the hell do you know me?
We all knew your face, Jack. They inflicted horrors on us so their experiments wouldn't kill you. You were the question, and I'm still looking for the answer.
What is this guy?
Looks like you're not the only one pulled back here, Jack.
I tried.
Like as well, every loyalty mission so far has ended with whichever character it is holding a gun to the person who caused all their problems. It really speaks to how little variation there is. Like we've done all the loyalty missions in a row, and every single one ends with character you're on a loyalty mission with pointing a gun at someone and you having to decide whether or not you want to shoot them. It's like, but it should be their choice.
It will be beautiful.
I wanted a hole in the ground. He's trying to justify what happened by using it?
Just because that's probably been cut off a lot. Orphan Crushing Machine is a metaphor for heartwarming news stories where someone remedying the immediate effects of socio-political issues nor the root cause of said issue. That trays a metaphor satirized these stories by comparing them to a story of a person raising money to keep 200 orphans from being crushed, where nobody questions why an orphan crushing exists.
Yes, basically the thing we explained, but just slightly differently.
Yeah, it's just because I know that like the chat on screen has been cut off a little bit by like the copy paste, so people watching to get the full quote from there. But yeah, just like always that thing again of just why did we have this machine in the first place?
Yep.
Like why did we have a healthcare system where we need to fundraise in the communities? Wouldn't it be great if there was just one big pot that everyone put money into?
It will never not be the absolute greatest one of just someone like genuinely tweeting out, why do we need health insurance? Why can't we just all pay all of our money into a massive pot, and if someone gets sick, we take money out of it? Like, that's fucking universal healthcare.
But they didn't want to phrase it as universal healthcare. They were saying, because what's the site that people use?
No, Obamacare.
No, not Obamacare, like the donation site that people always...
Oh, yeah, said, rather than like having a universal healthcare, just have a massive GoFundMe.
GoFundMe, yeah. Of just like, what about a big GoFundMe for everyone's medical health problems, and every time someone needs any medical help, they just go to that big communal GoFundMe and take some money out of there, and it's provided by everyone in the community. It's like, did you just describe universal healthcare, maybe?
Yeah, there was actually a really interesting thing someone posted on. It's like just someone wrote on this mini essay on like, why does so much stuff in America suck? And they just went, it's because we're racist. It's like, no. Almost everything you can think that fucking sucks is because people are just racist. It's like, oh, when people complain about why can't we have drivable cities, is because years ago they intentionally underfunded infrastructure for like sidewalks and stuff, so black people couldn't leave black neighborhoods. Why do you have such bad public transport? They deliberately underfunded it so it wouldn't go to all areas of the city to stop black people going to white areas. Why don't we have more public parks? They deliberately underfunded public parks so that black neighborhoods wouldn't have black people walking around. It's like everything just goes back to racism.
Yeah, I saw something of like a similar kind of vibe where it was like, oh, why does this exist? And it kind of goes down the same rabbit hole and leads to like the whole thing being just, because people in black communities have been underfunded and have had no resources, and why do you think that is? And then they broke it down as well of like the people who have like lived their entire life with not being under like racist regimes and stuff. Obviously racism is still prevalent nowadays, but like the fact that they've had equal rights for like 60 years or something means that there are people still alive to this day that were like completely oppressed and didn't have equal rights just for being black. It's like the fact
Ruby
that
Bridges is still, Ruby Bridges is still alive right now. That's that little girl who got had racist white people threaten to kill her for all that stuff. She's still alive.
Yeah,
you can go
because
watch. You can go speeches still. You can go listen to her talk.
yeah, she's talked before about how like it was great that like nowadays there's a person who's apologized to me, but did it need to take like 60 years for you to say sorry for being completely openly racist towards me? Like, no, it didn't. Like, I'm glad that you've apologized, but did it really need to take like 50, 60 years?
And I remember that apology as well as like a huge sort of issue because like the person was really like they half accepted the apology in that way of like, you're okay, I guess you were just racist, but whatever. But then when they like would be invited to speeches, like because organisers wanted like, oh, to show that racism is a thing in the past, they kept inviting that lady to events.
There's no
And like
reason
Ruby
good
Bridges and the people in the thing, like, we don't want to be alongside her. She's not part of this story. She is, but she's not a part we want to, like, be
Acknowledge.
associated with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically just, that line cut out because Mass Effect doesn't like to be stuck on decisions for very long, so I'll just do that again.
You do the same thing.
I
The
did,
audio
like,
cut over each other.
Forced on you.
Some
We
were
don't need to,
bought
like,
from
linger
poor
too long on
families
this
on
decision.
Earth
It's
or
like,
kidnapped
what if it's
from
like a really
colonies.
hard one though, like,
Most ended
the
up
one
here
of
the way
Risa
I did.
with like Liara or
Batarian
Tal.
pirates. They did such horrible things to us. They must have had good reasons.
There's no reason good enough. Are you nuts? You lived it.
Just, yeah. Like, well, they did awful things to us. Like, they fed so many orphans into the orphan crushing machine. They must have had a good reason, right?
So look how badass you are. It's not like,
We can blow up the
in this
place, but
universe
still
we've got like
leave safe.
laser guns and shit.
What do we do with another you?
That's easy.
Just leave me here. This is where I belong.
Fuck that.
Well then, chat. I'm going to give everyone a minute. We can kill it. Because he wants to, bring this facility that murdered children back. But right now, we're Paragon.
It's also as well, just like I said before, like just the amount of these loyalty missions that are just this.
Yeah, it's one of those where when you break it down, especially with the way we've played it,
Min-maxing, yeah.
it's a big old red spot right there. I can see that it's Renegade. But yeah, it's when the way we've played the game the way we have, where we know that we're meant to not do the IFF mission, and you've gone back to back to back, like loyalty, and just done all the loyalty missions back to back. You see like how the game is, it's like so weirdly structured of like, you've got Act 1 where you're recruiting everyone, then you've got Act 2 where you do all the loyalty missions, and then you've got Act 3 where you do the rest. And all of the loyalty missions, I say, boil down to essentially the same thing.
Just, do you want to shoot this guy or not?
Do you want to kill a person or do you want to not kill a person?
What an interesting moral choice.
I mean, don't turn on the orphan crushing machine. Because that is the thing, is right now, is not necessarily, because we've still blown up the facility, but we're leaving the guy alive who wants to justify the orphan crushing.
But he's going to be, that's the thing, he might, 1 minute later he's going to turn it back on.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, in a minute later, this motherfucker's going to turn it back on.
We need those renegade points, I'm afraid.
You're here to erase your past. He's part of that.
Also as well, like, Jack is like completely super justified about wanting to kill this dude.
Yes, yeah.
You're a killer, Jack. That's what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that Shepard doesn't really say that in a mean way, but we're way more of a murderer than Jack is.
Oh, yeah.
But we are soldiers, right? Like,
yeah.
Bullet in the head solves everything.
I know that now.
Like,
this room was my whole
we are
childhood.
inherently just a war hero, which means that we murdered a lot of people. That's what it means. It's just we survived a horrible event on a battlefield. That means we killed everybody else, not vice versa.
Go ahead.
Nothing's changed, but it's all different.
And then, yeah, Shepard's there like, you're a killer, Jack. Like, yeah,
so
so are
bad.
we.
How many people did you kill on your way here?
Yeah.
It was like my best friend.
There's like
I'd crawl
40
under it to
bodies
cry.
outside the roof.
That was pathetic.
It's one of like the stupidest tropes in fiction.
Mm-hmm.
Of like, you'll kill
Sometimes
like
I dream
40
that I'm
people
back
to
in
get
his
to the
bed
main
being
bad guy and
tortured.
go, I
I
can't
used
kill
to
him
tie
because I'm
the
as bad
sheets
as
around
he
my
is.
wrists and try to rip them off. I want to stop coming back here.
But Karl, they were all nameless thug mercenaries. They didn't matter. This person has a name.
It's probably like one of the greatest like XKCD comics is like, I'm
thought
going to
that
do a
room
mod
up
for a
there
Time
was the rest
Crisis
of the
game where
world.
every time you shoot someone, it
and
just
yell.
tells you a
Never
fun
did
fact
me
about
good.
that guy. But like you shoot someone, he goes, he didn't read his emails this morning.
And I find it always funny that
he forgot to walk his wife sleep, like, you know.
With that's why in The Last of Us, you know, talking about earlier, Last of Us Part 2, where just they made everybody have like an individual name so that when you shot someone, they'd be like, "No, Jason," and it's like,
But he
okay.
got so old so fast because you can tell what like it goes all the way around to be like that is the other way, isn't it? Of like,
It throws you off it more than anything because they do it so often and just you immediately see how thin the veil is. Because none of these people actually have backstories, they just have names and that's it.
Yeah.
See the scar.
If anything, it makes like the universe feel weak.
That's where I killed my first
you can
man.
see the themes.
One of the guards tried to stop me.
And you can see the themes of
Instead,
it, which
I
makes it
stopped him.
funnier.
Okay, no more wallowing. Let's blow this place to hell.
But I do like the resolution almost of I forgot that she had death written on her hand.
So lame, innit? It's so lame. It's so the thing is that they thought it was cool.
Like, it is totally that element of design of the Suicide Squad Joker, isn't it? Of having damage written on his forehead.
People insist that's good.
What, the damage written on his forehead?
There's people who like defend that down. You know what? It wasn't that bad. It's like, fuck it. They got you to a.
People really like Jared Leto for some reason. You know, I also thought Jared Leto seemed cool when I was 15 and he was doing like the Attack music video and whatnot. But then when it turns out that he's some weirdo, just sex assaulting cult leader, maybe not so much.
Cult leader is great.
Stand down, both of you.
The cheerleader won't admit what Cerberus did to me was wrong.
It wasn't
He's a
Cerberus.
literal cult leader.
Not really. But clearly you were a mistake.
Screw you.
The look on
You
like
had no idea
Miranda's
what they put me
face.
through.
But she's like, at the very least, you were just on the mission. You don't have to apologize, but you can at least show empathy.
Yeah, so this was one of the moments in the game that got one of my squad mates killed. Because, well, not necessarily, but it's... You can, if you get enough Paragon or Renegade points, redeem this a bit later.
But it screws with your loyalty, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. So you can gain their loyalty back if you do eventually have enough Paragon or Renegade points. But you can just... If you do have enough points, one way or the other, right now, you can end the argument. Whereas I had to just tell Miranda to back off and leave Jack alone, which pissed Miranda off.
So you can just be like, look, shut the fuck up.
Which then meant Miranda didn't trust me, which means she didn't listen to me on the final mission. So yeah.
You think you just be able to tell, like, shut the fuck up.
That's one of... Again, this is why it's annoying, but this is why it's... One of the weakest elements of the game is that if you want a perfect run, you have to really like commit. And it's just
it feels like less of a role playing game. Like,
it's not much of a role playing game because of it. Yeah, it's like it's 2010, but still, just obviously it's no Baldur's Gate 3, but they could have had some better solution than just black or white. Because it's very frustrating. So I think most people I've spoken to want to play a very morally grey Shepard, but you don't really get that choice. And if you do, like I did on my first run, multiple members of my team died.
Yeah, it's reminds me. I was going to mention like Baldur's Gate 3, where do you know that bit at the end where you're looking at Jack and she's just like going to shoot that dude? In Baldur's Gate 3, you get multiple points like that, and you can, if you want, just let your party make the choice for themselves.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
And one of the things you can do is just like say, like they'll say, what advice do you have for me, Tab? And you're like, well, I have no advice for you. Like, you know, I trust you to make the decision you think is right for you. And they will make a decision that's based on the morality you have shown. They follow your example. If you're a piece of shit, they'll also be a piece of shit.
Also, yeah, Jared Leto like invites fans to like this weird private island event, and like a lot of them look like very young, maybe underage girls. Some with like a lot, you know, some with guardians, some without. And it's just basically, I'm going to invite hundreds of relatively young women, or maybe even girls, like teenagers, to a private island where they all essentially just worship me over the weekend.
Nothing weird about it, is there?
Yeah, nothing strange about that at all. Especially with, you know, them all being proper, like, fangirls over him, and then the fact that he, like, literally started changing his look to make himself look more like Jesus-like. With the long hair and the beard and wearing, like, he literally, there's a video of him on that private island with a bunch of women, like, preaching to them in, like, white robes.
He also, as well, calls his, like, fans the Epsilon.
Oh, God, yeah, he's... Oh, there's a big old barrel of fish. There's a deep dive on that one.
Like a wiki weekend right there.
Oh, God, it's not, because I don't want to talk about how rough that gets.
It's not, is it?
Yeah, it's one of those things that, for some reason, he likes to keep relatively quiet.
My opinion is the one that matters.
She can't be trusted, Shepard. She'll jeopardize the whole mission.
If we survive this, you two can tear each other apart. Until then, save your hate for the collectors.
She'll survive.
I'll make sure of it. Then, I'll tear you apart myself.
You two gonna be okay?
It's a good thing you came by when you did.
Yeah, I do like that justification of,
as long as she does
fine.
her job, we'll be fine.
We'll get this job
Thanks,
done,
Shepard.
and then I'll fucking murder her.
You know what? I'm fine with that, because that's not my problem.
Yeah. Like, all I need to do is stop the Reapers and the Collectors. If you two want to have a massive fight after that, by all means.
Yes. If I hadn't joined Cerberus, I'd be abducted by the Collectors right now.
I don't reckon you should do that, but it's like, but it's fine.
Yeah, I couldn't take that. They creep the hell out of me.
Yeah, we really haven't decided, because, like, you know, we paired up with Liara.
In the previous game, yes.
In the previous game. And it's like, I don't know at what point...
Need me for something?
That gets locked in.
Get, like, locked into a romance
Sure,
option,
just
yeah.
time anyway. I wanted to thank you again for your help with
But I was near Garrus.
With the Collectors or the Reapers,
And it's like,
or whoever
oh,
else comes after us. I know you'll get the job
I
done.
feel his pull. Literally.
Like, who doesn't feel like Garrison's pull? Like, everyone wants some. Like, everyone wants some
One
of
way
them.
or another, we'll get the job done.
Just Shepard's eyes in this environment.
It always looks hilarious. It's like the talk to you like Shepard, I really like trust your judgment, and he just like the evil eye.
Yeah. Just, like, we've gone so renegade, we've got full, dark, black, evil red eyes. And
What cracked me up the most is, though, like, the amount of scenes where it's like, oh, Shepard, I didn't see you there, and it turns around, and it's just like, you with glowing red eyes, like fucking Homelander. Just there.
Dear God, that looks terrifying. And just Garrus was like,
Thing is, though, you'd have to give it a go, right?
I like this. Strange going into a suicide mission on a human ship. Your people don't prepare for high-risk operations the way Taurians do.
Well, tell me about that. I want to learn more about how Taurians deal with like suicide missions.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of a
I
lover.
thought you'd be used to high-risk operations on human ships. I mean, think about trekking Saren to Ilos.
Sure, but that was quick. We raced out, landed, blew up some Geth, and saved the galaxy. This time we've got Miranda and Cerberus and that AI all telling us what we're up against. I think I preferred blind optimism.
That's a little bit weird to say that, Garrus, because on the one hand, you were saying that, oh, you guys go into everything so unprepared. And then he's like, oh yeah, but last time we just went in with blind optimism. This time we're prepared.
But I think he's talking about like humans in general, like you, Shepard. You prepare to go like, no, fucking done.
How do Turian crews get ready for high-risk missions?
With violence, usually. Turian ships have more operational discipline than your alliance, but fewer personal restrictions. Our commanders run us tight, and they know we need to blow off steam. Turian ships have training rooms for exercise, combat sims, even full-contact sparring. Whatever lets people work off stress.
Oh, I know what stress.
Doesn't he get to have like a shooting thing with him?
No, that's 3, I think.
You mean Turian ships have crewmen fighting each other before a mission?
It's supervised, of course. Nobody's going
Just
to
a
risk
bit
an
of
injury
like
that interferes
rustle
with the
and
mission,
tussle, nothing
and
much.
it's a good way to settle grudges amicably. I remember right before one mission, we were about to hit a Batarian pirate squad. Very risky. This recon scout and I had been at each other's throats. Nerves, mostly. She suggested we settle it in the ring.
Okay. I mean, this is a magical moment, I guess, because this might be the first reference to any Taurian female in all of Mass Effect.
Yeah, like, they never appear in the games, do they?
It's only in, I think it was one of the Mass Effect 3 DLCs, is the only female appearance of a Taurian.
So the same thing is like with, oh god, no, Krogan females. I think the only one you see is on the mission of Tachanka. You find like a dead one being experimented on. The only example of a female.
No, you do. I think again it might be 3. It might have been in this game, but I think it's 3, where you meet like essentially the matriarch of the Krogans.
And she's like fucking badass.
I assume you took her down gently.
Actually, she and I were the top-ranked hand-to-hand specialists on the ship.
Also, I don't think you
she had
have the same association with Cerberus in 3.
Was
You know,
brutal.
we'll find out when we play 3,
9
but
rounds, the
they're still knocking about.
There were a lot of unhappy betters in the training. We ended up holding a tiebreaker in her quarters. I had reach, but she had flexibility. More than one way to work off stress, I guess.
Oh, there it is. There it is, chat. Just we do have the option right now to be like, well, we could ease stress together, Garrus.
The thing is, though, what you gotta do if you like look to you and says, "Can you fix your weird eyes?"
He's like, yeah, but just go get that medbay upgrade first, and then we're on.
Or what about if you go fix your eyes? He's like, you know what, Shepard, I'm not interested anymore.
Because I don't think we're locked out of romancing Garrus. But we are locked into a romance if we pick Garrus right now.
Once you pick that. This comes from a left in line time where you can fuck who you want.
Yeah, and you know, I obviously would more submit my romance option as like maybe Thane.
I want to do the Thane one because I never romance Thane.
Should we do that? Because I feel like a lot of people
that's
can.
why I've not seen.
A lot of people have probably like, you know, it's probably easy to find playthroughs where people have romanced Garrus because everyone romances Garrus.
Thanks for the talk, Garrus.
Or we could just, you know, romance Morinth and die.
Sometimes it's worth it, though.
So, like, is it really good? Was it worth it? Maybe not.
It is a little.
But a little bit. Morinth, for anyone who doesn't remember, is a Samara's just like succubus child that will sleep with people to murder them and like steals the life force. But you can get a game over that way.
It's so funny. He's one of the best game overs.
I'm gonna be responsible parent this time. The Ardite, yeah. So just obviously, like, I don't want to just, for anyone that doesn't remember, just say the Mass Effect term for it. Because, like, you know, that doesn't help people who don't remember what that means, but yes.
Not
the Ardite, yeah. It's it is just one of my favorite moments in, like, one of my favorite ways to die in any game, of just, like...
It's like really the only time in the game where it just lets you make a stupid fucking decision.
Yeah.
I wish like more of the game just let you
do you want
fuck up and like...
Do you want to just go and fuck the Ardite? It's like, yes. Yes. It's like, okay, well, we're the main character. Surely nothing bad's going to happen to us. It's just, yeah, you died. We told you were going to die.
That's why it's such a famous decision. It's the like you'd think like the video game would not let you make a decision that wouldn't kill you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's so famous. I feel because like just the game's like, no, well, you fucked up.
Yeah, it's like we told you. We warned you. The mission is to stop this woman because she keeps sleeping and murdering people, like sleeping with and murdering people, and then they're just like, yeah.
Do you need something?
Just. Well, if you choose that option, of course you're also going to die. There's technically nothing special about you, Shep. You're not immune to the powers of the Ardite.
If you don't mind my saying, you don't really seem like an assassin.
No, that's
too much time
the next loyalty mission that we'll end up doing.
Makes them professionals. The Hanar trained my
so I
since I was
presume we're all going to want to watch that option play out.
Oh, we've got to pick the option. The option's like legendary.
No, like we'll save beforehand and whatnot and just play it out.
It's legendary as like one of the stupidest things they put into this game.
The Hanar? Excessively polite, worship the Protheans? They don't seem the type who train assassins.
Every species trains assassins. The Hanar are only unusual.
The thing is,
they need other species to do the killing for them.
We're
strong grip and natural toxins, but have you ever seen one move quickly outside of water or fire a gun?
I want to see a Hanar fire a gun. I want to see just jellyfish with like 10 guns.
It's great. It sounds like a great movie.
Oh god. Yeah, I just love the idea of like getting these jellyfish in. But I was gonna say as well, just I find it funny if we are able to romance Thane of like, well, Thane's got like the deep, dark, completely black eyes that you get lost in, and we've got the complete opposite, just like the blood eyes of death, just the laser eyes.
You've been killing since you were 6?
Of course not. I didn't make my first kill until I was 12. They were training me. I was not to be used and thrown away. I was an investment.
Look at this man. Look, like staring into these soulful eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You were a child, not an investment.
I've given you the wrong idea. They valued me, yes, as a resource, but also as a person.
They regretted their need.
Regretted their need for me.
Yeah, this is what we were saying of just like, you know, having that thing of like, well, everyone romances Garrus. Like, should we romance someone that not everyone does romance? But yeah.
Why did your parents agree to this?
It's just that funny thing of just
an honor for our family.
90% of people you speak to is like, well, you do romance Garrus. Garrus.
Some of us from extinction.
Yeah.
We owe them
He's the Garrus.
That is the compact.
But you don't kill for the Hanar anymore. You're freelance. What changed?
I was asleep for a long time, yes. I paid no attention to what my body was asked to do.
I just love the way that Thane talks.
Laser dot trembles on
I mean, not this part. Really cool. This is a bit freaky.
He dies.
But just the way that it's like, I was asleep for so long, unaware of what my body was doing. Well, like, not that he was literally unaware. Just like he'd kind of turned his emotions off and
slip into memory so easily.
Just gone into like full assassin mode.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I like Jack as a romance option. I think Jack was my first romance option for number.
She's just an interesting character. Like I said, I wish there was like her face was more fucked up. So she just looks like a supermodel. It's like really weird.
That's the thing is like I don't necessarily know about like, as I was saying earlier, maybe more tattoos and piercings to, like, you know, make her face look a bit more weird, but I think the idea that her face is completely untouched and she's not got scars is quite interesting in terms of the design, because it's getting across that she's never been harmed. Like, she has been completely untouchable. Like, because if she had loads of scars on her face, that implies, like, oh, well, you know, she struggled in a lot of fights, and it's the complete opposite. It's like, no, she's just blown up everything that's ever stood in her way. But yeah, it's it is weird though when it's like, apart from that one like little loop thing around her ear, just as we said earlier, just from the neck up, her being just completely supermodel-esque and plain. It's like it's very weird when her body, her entire body is like covered in tattoos and markings where they've like cut into her and experimented on her, and then they just stopped at the face.
Was that one of your assassinations?
Yes. Perhaps we can discuss it later. I've wasted too much of your time.
The ear thing does almost look like a communication device, but like, who would she be communicating to? Like, I think it's meant to just be jewelry, but it does look a lot like a communication device.
Do you need something?
I think
Have a few minutes to talk?
Multiple.
Later. I'd like to consider what we've already discussed.
You mind if I ask you a few questions?
Not at all.
Okay, so we can't romance Thane at the moment.
Yeah, he's not like warmed up to enough yet.
Is there anyone else you want to go have a conversation with? Like, deepen our relationship with?
Is there anyone we can go talk to?
I think quite a lot of them at this point. Like, we've done... I don't think we've spoken to, like, too many of them after we've done loads of loyalty missions.
We should like to go around the ship and do a loop-the-loop, see what we've got.
I'm presuming the DLC characters have got nothing to say.
About you.
Apart from Kasumi just saying...
Liara Tassoni's got quite a reputation. I've done business with
Yeah, there's no actual conversation.
I hear you and she were an item before.
That's just Kasumi's good, you know, as always.
After all this time.
I like, though, that even Kasumi has a line of like, oh, I heard you and Liara were an item together.
You can tell she's the one that actually gave more shit about, can't you?
Yeah, Zaid was like, just fart it out.
Zaid feels like he was just like a mercenary character who were killing mentions. Like, why would you have a story? It's like, why would we? Why would we do that?
I just like doing this every time we come into Kasumi's room, though. Just shut.
Yeah, just make it drink.
Make a drink. Shut the shutter and leave.
It just makes you look like a right dipshit. It's like, really, Shepard? Every time? It's like, every time.
Why do you have to close the observation deck, like, the shutter? Every single time. I want to look out the window. It's a structural weakness. We can't have that open.
Yeah, like when we meet Legion, he's got big fucking words to say about this. He's not going to be happy with it.
I hope we can go to Omega soon.
Oh, yeah, we haven't done that mission. Oh, I forgot about that. Sorry. Yeah.
Look, yeah, she's like, can we go to Omega soon? It's like, just see you pouring another drink.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Did your family get out of there?
I don't know. There's no communications yet.
I'm sure they're safe.
I just Kasumi's in the background, like, pouring another one. She's like, should we? She was like, shut up.
Just Shepard, like, 3-4 drinks in, just stumbles into Samara's room. So, you know, how was our loyalty mission together? We haven't been yet, Shepard. Oh, fuck! God damn!
I forget again.
But yeah, my bad. I did forget to go sleep with your daughter. What? No, nothing.
Heard not grunt. I like it. I have a clan. That makes me...
Oh, you have a clan, but Rex is not part of that clan.
Not just able to.
Oh.
Uvek, I wanted to disembowel him, to tear out his spine like a trophy.
We started this because you were losing control. Now you sound
There's
more
been a romance growing.
Reeve said I was normal.
Just, it's like that scene in The Boys
now that I know
where
it's not an outside thing,
Homelander and Stormfront hook up.
I like it.
of just like attacking each other across the room for sex.
Better not run out of targets.
Yeah.
Just Grunt and Shepard just like headbutting each other before they mate.
What's one of the things you do is like earn that Grunt Krogan's respect, and he doesn't do anything, but he's most like, you just headbutt a Krogan warlord. Like, yeah, fucking did. It's like, it didn't hurt, but there's not many humans alive who've got the balls to do that. The ones who do aren't alive anymore.
It's like, you know what, Shepard, you've got a quad on you as well.
I need you to stay in line, Grunt. If you can't stay focused,
Just please,
you're in
Grunt.
danger.
I need you to just murder the right things, okay?
Warriors like you and me, straight to the face.
I don't know what it is, but for some reason, like I always thought this back in the day as well. For some reason, Grunt's character model looks immaculate compared to everyone else's.
I guess because he's brand new.
Shepard.
But like
he is brand new.
He just looks like he's more highly detailed and more well polished. It's like his character model just looks better.
How are you doing?
Just a little bit.
Talk too much.
Weird.
Like the tank.
Like,
come back later.
I don't know how to explain it other he just looks better.
Yeah, I get it. I can see what you mean. Like, it does look like this one got like more of a pass in like this Legendary Edition or whatever.
But I remember even back in the day thinking like, man, Grunt just looks nicer than all the other character models. It's like you can see the actual just polygons in our cheekbones and stuff on Shepard's face, and then for some reason Grunt is just immaculately detailed.
He loves it.
I needed to wipe that place off the map. You took me there to do it, and I owe you. You don't know what it's like, Shepard, to have garbage like that following you. It marks you in ways you don't expect.
Don't just be like, get over yourself. Fucking hell. Renegade Shepard is just such a dick sometimes.
It's so annoying as well.
Yeah.
Because like you go so much, because like you go just so hard out of nowhere.
Just, yeah, for no reason at all, for no reason. Just, Jack's like, thank you, Shepard. Like, you don't know how much your weight off my shoulders this is. Get over yourself, Jack. It's like, what? Sorry?
I've made a lot of hard choices.
Don't worry, I wasn't going to be a dick to Jack
to walk
anyway.
away from it. You'd think it would get easier now that the place is a crater.
Which is like one of those things, like, why did they specifically write Shepard with this much of a prick?
Mm-hmm.
They always think like when they were making those things like, oh, no one ever saw any of the Renegade options that we made. Spent a lot of time on those. Like, all the Renegade options make you sound like a monster.
I'm like, yeah, maybe the humans should take over the galaxy. Maybe I should just tell all my crewmates that they're pieces of shit. It's like,
now I'm the
what?
only one who remembers what happened. I want it gone. I want it all gone. It's only
You just look
in
at
my
like
head,
Ashley
and
Williams
when
and
I
say, it
die,
can't be that good. Like, sleeping with that, it can't be that good, surely.
Do you think you're different now?
I know that place is gone. But I still kind of want to kill every person I see. No offense.
Again, just fucking deal with it. I just. Oh no, yeah, the earpiece is flashing there, but again, like, who's Jack communicating? Like, what's that used there for? I don't get it, but yeah, just. I mean, to be fair, have you seen those eyes in the distance? Just that's a person that'd just be like, get on with it. Fucking hell, that's. I wish. Or I guess I hope for the next Mass Effect that A, it's not such a binary system, and B, that it's more, as we've mentioned before, kind of like, you know, not necessarily good and evil. It's more, do you want to be like lenient or do you want to be a badass?
Yeah, but it's not going to be that. It's going to be combat.
God, yeah. I like the idea, yeah, it's just an open frequency, like, the space version of, like, Omegle or something.
Yeah.
And just, at any point, anyone could just, you know, call in for a conversation of like, oh, another stranger's on your radio frequency.
Then he's like, and he's jacking like, hell yeah, you single, ASL.
Shit.
She's just like, go away, leave me alone.
Just... Thanks, okay? Let's get back to work.
Because that's the thing, I really think that Jack is a person that would thrive just sitting there on Omegle.
Oh, she would. She'd be the person as well, like, proper trolling and all.
Mm-hmm. She would just be there, like, completely ruthless, tearing people down.
The new armor reinforcements really threw off the gravimetric profiles, but engines are good to go. I rebalanced the Gilborn coefficients and adjusted the anterior intakes on the second-tier stabilizers.
I love it when you talk dirty.
I do like these guys. I really like the relationship with these people.
It's really nice as well. We just got the upgrade for the ship. You walk in and the engineers are like, man, that upgrade really threw some shit off.
And they just like turn around to you and go, not that we're mad about it or anything, it's like we do relish a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Shepard's coming in and like writing down like who will throw out the airlock today.
Omegle? Does Omegle not exist?
Yeah, they got rid of it.
When?
This year.
Oh, right, okay, because I was like, I'm fairly certain I've seen like Omegle clips from people like a year ago or something pop up on like TikTok and shit.
Well, there's like equivalents of it, and there's like chat roulette and stuff that people could use, but yeah, Omegle's dead.
Yeah, I mean,
oddly enough, a website that was mostly just people like flashing their penises at underage girls. We've like not really one that people run advertisements again.
That's the thing, though. It's like it's surprising that it lasted this long, because just like you could see that problem coming the moment they announced, like, hey, you're gonna just match randomly with anyone on the internet and just have a video chat with random strangers. It's like, yeah, I would have thought that shut down within a week. But it's been around for, like, years, really, hasn't it? Must be years upon years. Like, I'm fairly certain... It might have been chat roulette that people were using when I was in high school, but, like, fairly certain Omegle existed when I was... Well, it might not have done. Some other version of it, it might have been, but...
It's not an original idea, for sure.
No.
Can you do anything to give the Normandy an edge over a collector ship?
Definitely. With the right supplies, I can fortify our shields. The collectors cut through the Normandy's barriers immediately last time. My upgrades might give us a better chance.
Ah, so shipping the shielding. Because that is one thing that I appreciate, is just going and speaking to some of the, you know, some of the characters where it makes sense. Tally, for example. Tally, do you have any ideas to like improve the ship? And she's like, yes. Last time we got annihilated because we had no shields, and similar with Garrus, where he's like, yeah, our weapons were fucking abysmal.
I think it'd be really good if Tally was like, I think it'd be really good if we just rammed into the opponent. There's this tactic the Quarians use where we just ram into the opponent at max speed. It's like, let's not do that. So the Quarians love doing it. They should have an option like that of like just a shit talk like one of their tactics or their technology.
Yeah, it's very fitting for Torian to just be like, here's guns. Just, there's one thing we're really good at, and it's blowing shit up. I could sort out some better weapons for you guys. This might be the best thing that humans can build, but as Torians, we really know our guns.
Commander, you've received a new message at your private terminal.
The fish has been fed. Don't want to overfeed them either. I know in real life, if you overfeed fish, they'll just like let themselves die from gorging.
Yeah, they love it.
Oh, okay. So someone's message back from Jacob's mission. With like, you rescued me. I've now stopped eating that horrendous fruit. My words are coming back. Oh, well, reading is hard, but I'm getting better. I have to get better. Taylor wanted me like this. He wanted my words gone. I have to show that I have to show him that he lost. I'm not weak. He did things to me, and he can't now. Can't take away my words. Can't make me not me anymore, because you and Jacob stopped him. Thank you.
So what you do now is you just forward to Jacob.
I think Jacob would appreciate that message.
Yeah, you should be able to say that to him. You should be able to talk to him about that. But you should tell him back about how do you get my email. This is like super secret Cerberus email shit. How do you know what I'm called? How do you know how to contact me?
Let's see what Milk Toast Man has to say.
Thanks for diverting to the girls back, Shepard. I appreciate being
He's
able to
just
clean
so
up that
nothing.
mess. Maybe not the best way to learn.
You know
about
what?
relatives, but
It's
I'm glad
fitting right now that on our screen it just says neutral. That's Jacob, right? It's neutral.
But that's the thing. I can't even muster the energy to not like him. I just don't want to be near him. But he's that person of like when it's like, do you mind if I invite this person on the night out? And you're like, yes, I've got nothing to say to them though.
Let's do this later.
I've got no reason to say no to them coming to the event, but I also have no reason to want them to be there.
Yeah, it's
They're
really
just
weird, right?
He's just such a nothing. Jacob is.
Yeah, it's like he's not he's not like obnoxious or offensive. He's just nothing. He adds nothing to the thing.
What's your sense of the mission?
Felt good to take that collector ship, but we need to find a way to take it to them. That's a big step. May as well.
So what do you think of my cool glowing red eyes?
Anything else,
Opinion of the crew.
What do you think of the state of the crew?
Yeah, why not? Tell me what you think of my crew. Think of our team of badasses.
To the mission will suffer. Run this team
Oh
through
god,
hell,
like
and all we're getting is
that's the thing.
Anything else, Commander?
I could play this game over and over again. I think the one person I wouldn't even be curious to romance would be Jacob.
See, like you said, there's nothing there. Like you just asked him there, like, what's your opinion of the crew? Remove all distractions.
He kind of cheats on you and fucks off. Imagine getting like cheated on as your shepherd and then Jacob. Did Jacob really think he could do better? Oh.
But that's the thing is like even that like you should say in that thing of like you know you should be able to have no distractions at all. And you should say like you know what I like air hockey.
That's when I
like you should have something that you like build ships in bottles of. You should have like a weird hobby that you like that you should be able to talk to him about and buy him a gift.
But you know what? He really likes rules. He really likes just having zero personality and following the rules and being a good soldier.
Well, he's just soldier, man.
Yeah.
Now, there are characters in Call of Duty with more personality than him.
Even what is it like? It's like James Vega or something. The Freddie Prinze like fucking muscle man in 3. Even he is more of like an interesting soldier man than Jacob is, because at least he's a knobhead.
Yeah, he's got a bit of edge to him, man. He's got a bit of that arrogance, but like people can like that. This guy just there's nothing there. Like, it's all about just the work.
Against the collectors?
We've got the best armor available.
Now, the thing is, I can tell you that he's a bit of a weird meathead character that wants to do like the pull-up competition and shit like that. There's things I remember about him. There's not things I remember about Jacob. It's just other than I don't remember about Jacob. The only thing I remember about Jacob is that he's just forgettable.
He's like basically the freebie of okay, what part of the mission? Like if I've not got enough loyalty for, make him do it.
Yeah, he's just fodder.
Shepard, how can I help?
Was it all he ever talks about is like the mission?
Yes, good timing, in fact. Excellent.
He's like actively telling you like to ignore distractions after you went out of your way to help him.
Hate waiting for culture analysis. Never fast enough. Usually no result in advance. Just checking work. Have
But
to be
surely,
careful.
Jacob, you can appreciate that. A crew that has like absolute trust in me is one that's going to be really, really good. That's why you revived me, right? Because I inspired so much confidence in my crew in my previous mission that they were willing to, like, you know, face a suicide mission against the Reapers.
Does knowing how the Protheans fell tell us anything
How does this
useful about
help
how to
us?
stop the
I mean,
collectors or the
surely
Reapers?
discovering how the Protheans got destroyed would probably be helpful, yeah.
More than indoctrination,
Yeah, how do we
body
avoid doing
modification. No self-preservation instinct. Old injuries not healed, no reproduction, just cloning. Technology overriding
Tell me,
biology,
Blade Wolf.
not augmenting. No art,
Tell
no
me.
culture, closer to husks than slaves. Tools for reapers. Protheans dead, collectors just final insult. Must be destroyed.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so-
all interesting. What does that actually tell me?
It's like There's no Protheans anymore. Like, the collectors are just collectors. Don't feel bad about murdering them.
Well, I didn't anyway.
What is it about the collector's modifications that bothers you so much?
Disrupts socio-technological balance. All scientific advancement due to intelligence overcoming, compensating for limitations. Can't carry a load, so invent wheel. Can't catch food, so invent spear. Limitations. No limitations, no advancement. No advancement, culture stagnates. Works other way, too. Advancement before culture is ready.
Interesting way of looking at it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Saw it with Krogan.
It's like you'd have no reason to invent, like, you know, a fork if food just flew into your mouth.
I mean, I guess.
You blame the Solarians for what the Krogan did?
Yes, like giving nuclear weapons to cavemen. Krogan unprepared for spaceflight.
But who's the one who's got to pay the price? Oh, it's the Krogan.
Alone.
Yeah.
Worked out aggression.
But he has got a point here. It's like, you know, we uplifted, like, you know, a non-space right? It's like why it is the prime directive in Star Trek that you are not allowed to make contact with a culture that has yet to achieve space travel.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be able to start reaching out into space themselves before you can contact them, because otherwise we'll be ruinous to their civilization and understanding of life.
Yeah, it literally says we disrupted Krogan culture. Like, we gave nukes to cavemen, essentially, is what he said there. Just, yeah, it was our fault. We came in and we just used them as a weapon, essentially. But they're not a weapon. They're a species. They have culture. They were meant to have their own progress, and we just annihilated that.
And it's nice that he's starting to see it. Like, he looks at the collectors and what they're doing, of, like, you know, just using another species as a tool, essentially. And he's probably like having a lot of reflection on that. Of like, is that what he did with the Krogan?
Mm.
I'm looking at the collectors and wanting to study their technology, and they haven't got any because there's nothing left. They just treat like a tool for warfare. And I look at the Krogan and we went to their planet.
Here it is, though, Karl.
Always had me do the patter song.
Yeah.
But not about me. Cultural artistic expression reflects philosophical
We found
evolution,
it.
interest in growth, perspective, observation, interpretation. Suspect you won't see any art in collective.
Giving a speech.
Culturally dead. Tools for reapers. Worse than the Geth.
There it is. Wait, you sang? Oh. Everyone, as you mentioned, just the good old scientists.
I'm sorry, I know that was important, but you perform Gilbert and Sullivan?
That's the thing, life's too
I am
short.
the very model of a scientist Solarian. I've studied species Turian, Asari, and Batarian. I'm quite good at genetics as a subset of biology because I am an expert, which I know
this is a bit, I can't hear this song. Let's turn it up on
my
mine.
xenoscience studies range from urban to agrarian. I am the very model of a scientist Solarian.
No, this feels like one of those things where the voice actor's like, I can do it.
Yeah, yeah. I want. Can you play it? Can you get him to do it again?
I'm sorry, I know that was important.
They know how good it was. Well, it feels like a thing like the voice actor. Do you think you can do this? It's like we did write like a Gilbert and Sullivan remix that make use what our words. Like,
Turian, Asari, and Batarian. I'm quite good at
yeah, you can make him do it
genetics
over and over
as a subset of
again.
biology because I am
They
an
knew.
expert, which I know as a tautology. My xenoscience.
Thing is that Jacob's in the other room, like shaking his head, of like wasting time. Like, that's the thing. So he talks to Mordin, and he's like from the most like practical, race ever. Of like we just do everything for like, you know, efficiency and stuff. It's like even he acknowledges that sometimes you just got to think.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, you know, we've come in and we've had an interesting discussion. And we've watched him sing, and you go to see Jacob, and I can't remember the discussion we just had with Jacob.
Yeah, so it's an interesting discussion about the, like, you know, the nature of philosophy and art to a culture.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a thing that people today could stand to bloody learn. The amount of people who like don't want to interact with their art and their media on anything more than a surface level. Listen to what Mordin is saying to you here, inside one of those games that people don't want to think about. Like, without it, a culture stagnates.
Yeah.
Without culture, what are we leaving behind? We're husks. We're nothing.
I didn't think
and it's so funny when you like bring up that argument of like,
the
well, we need to cut funding for the arts and shit like this. It brings nothing, and then people. Okay, so do you like listen to music when you go to work? Well, of course. Do you go home and watch like TV and film? Yeah. But do you go to like watch, you know, a play or, you know, dancing or something like that on your weekend? Well, yeah, of course. Okay, so you want to annihilate all of that, even though it's everything you do in your spare time.
Is that it's the same people who will go on Facebook and post that picture of like what post boxes used to look like and what what phone boxes used to look like now. That would moan that kids are learning art and architecture and stuff. It's like, how do you think stuff like that gets designed, dipshit?
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of any thing more depressing a viewpoint than just not appreciating or understanding why art is important.
Yeah.
And I use art in the broadest possible sense.
Yes, of course, yeah. Like, just, what do we... Like, everything we do outside of having a job basically revolves around, like, sports and art as a culture, at least in the UK.
Expressions of the self.
And, you know, you could even argue, well, I go to restaurants. It's like, but even then, if you go to, like, an actual restaurant, like, food can be art.
Yeah, everything can. So is it an expression of like someone's...
Exactly, like, not, like, you know, I would argue that, like, a fucking Nando's is not a piece of art. But, like,
it is culture.
The idea that, yeah, it's still an expression of culture and of people. Like, it's been malformed into this, like, you know, horrible late stage capitalism version of it, but, like, it's still taking other cultures' food and, like, portraying it to people in a you know, fast service setting.
They are. It's the worst kind of people to interact with because their argument always ultimately boils down to, I don't want to think about or talk about it, which is the conversation you had with Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get rid of all the distractions. All I care about is efficiency and working. It's like, all right, fucking Jeff Bezos.
You know, I didn't think about the wiki going to the Wiki Weekends channel. It just sends people to the Discord, which I guess the Discord is there to funnel people into the channel. But the Nightbot command is to send people to the Wiki Weekends Discord, not the channel.
It's the same thing. Like, if they're in there, they can find it. If they're clicking one thing, they'll click another. Yeah, just that conversation with like Mordin then of how interesting that was. Like, they're not the most profound ideas. It's basically just like, you know, it's the same philosophical shit we've been dealing with. Like, it's very, very basic introduction to the idea of philosophy and art, but it's done in a very accessible way, and it's a cool alien telling you it.
Mm-hmm. And I think this is a nice compromise for Jack, where, you know, they can wear a bit of leather. They don't necessarily need to be, like, almost completely naked on the top half.
She should have armor where she is naked, but she's just covered with energy. Biotic energy.
Like, she could have, like, the fantasy RPG female armor, where it's just, like, plated armor, but, like, just on your boobs or whatever.
Yeah. But
clearly they weren't savvy enough to take the models from Dragon Age and put them in there. I wonder, like, I don't know if Dragon Age was still part of that trope.
I can't remember. I didn't play much of it.
And that is yeah, that is one thing that they do say, is the biotics don't need armor because they have the biotic shields around them. But, you know, every time in game when someone has shields or barriers up, it's quite easy to just use an ability to take them out. So the added armor would help, right?
Must get cold.
Like the Krogan, when we were just fighting that Krogan in that base for Jack's loyalty mission, they had a massive barrier on them, but they also had a shit ton of armor.
Best of both worlds, baby.
Yeah, that's the thing. I can't remember what the character designs look like in Dragon Age, because I never really played through much of Dragon Age.
Let's say I bounced off it.
Yeah, same. Like, I played like the opening maybe 5 to 10 hours and never got past that. And then Dragon Age Inquisition obviously was a little bit later, and then maybe I played like more like 15, 20 hours of that. That is not the next game. I don't have the interest. Again, I just bounced off it, and it wasn't even a, oh, I guess I'll get back to that at some point. It was just a, eh.
Was got to mention, was Mass Effect 3 after this, then Mass Effect Andromeda?
So Mass Effect 3, if we hit the sub-goal, Karl.
Well, Andromeda, I'd be interested to play it just to see.
Yeah, I am
say
tempted.
They did fix it in the end.
I am tempted to say that like we put Mass Effect Andromeda as a sub goal because it is one of those weird, interesting things of. Yeah, I don't think it's a very good game, and it's another game I bounced off. But as such a big Mass Effect fan, it would be interesting to play through, just to see where it all went wrong.
Like, a friend of mine swears that it's actually a good game. Like, yeah, it really is a victim of its own, like, infamy.
I don't know if it is a good game.
What's the thing? He swears that it's a good story.
Right. Okay.
So we can maybe like play it from that point of view.
Hmm. I'll take that.
Mummy and Daddy, let's go.
Mummy and Daddy, let's give them the shades. Yeah, no problem, Shadow. I'm gonna be signing off now, anyways. I was just getting us into Omega.
So you can just chill.
We can just chill out in Omega. But yeah, we'll be doing presumably both Samara and Tally's loyalty missions next week, and then we'll be on to like doing the DLC bits before we go. Unless,
well, the DLC, yeah. Well, can you do the DLC? Like, is it like a free thing?
The DLCs are included in the Legendary Edition, yeah.
But what I mean is, like, do they count towards like the timer that runs?
No, because the timer only starts after the IFF mission.
But will, like, if you do the DLC, will that not count?
I don't.
My joke is,
I
like,
don't
it counts
know.
down of how many missions you do.
I would presume it still counts towards it.
Let's not risk it anyway.
What we could do is like Samara's loyalty mission, and then the DLCs, and then do the IFF mission before Tally's loyalty mission. If you want to do it that way.
It's always fun to take Legion with you.
I'll double check that that's like a possibility, and that we can just, at very least, just do that one mission with Legion before the game's like, hang on, no, we're on like, the road to the end now.
Yeah, I think like you might get away with doing like one or two.
I think you do. So I'll have a look at that now, and then we can make sure that we're not putting ourselves in a position where things fuck up. And don't want to say like exactly what fucks up if people aren't aware, but just the game gets very strict with you after you do that one specific mission. That's why I don't want to do that mission and then be like, oh well, we fucked around and found out, kind of thing.
The daily death count on Omega is too high for me to pinpoint an Arda'Yamshi's location.
So yes, we will be back with that next week, and I'll figure that out. And then tomorrow will be Tunic Tuesdays, so we'll be continuing our run of A Link Between Worlds, and then we'll be doing our Pokemon X Nuzlocke. We'll continue on Thursday.
I think tomorrow, before you go live, I'll play some Tekken.
Are you going to go live tomorrow?
In the background. Yes.
So Karl around 8 PM before I go live. We'll be playing some Tekken 8 on Karl's stream. You can find that there. And then, yeah, I'll be playing some Zelda after that. And then, yeah, Thursday we'll be doing Pokemon X, and Karl will be doing Metal Gear on Friday. And then we also have Wiki Weekends that we're going to be streaming on Wednesday. So we're going to be streaming every day of the week.
We're busy bees.
We've got content like every single day for you. If you want more Karl and Lucas, it's just every day. You've always got an option.
So people say, aren't you enjoying your retirement for vaccine? It's like, yeah, retirement.
Yeah, just like every single day you can find us somewhere. Oh dear. But yes, thank you all for joining, and I hope everyone has a lovely day, evening, or night, wherever you are.
Yeah.
Thank you.